Giridhari, Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki jai, Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashata Rashata Shishmar, Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shri Gurudev ki jai, Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashata Rashata Shishmar, Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj ki jai, Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashata Rashata Shishmar, Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupad Rashata Rashata Shmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupad Rashata Rashata Shmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Srila Gaurkishora Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Nityal Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath, Sharda Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Raya Ramanandari, Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Nama Jai Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala, Gaura Mandala, Vraja Mandal, Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki jai. Shri Amuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Shri Harina Jai. Shri Jagadīśa Paṇḍita ki jai. Tadiya Shubha Tirubhav Titi ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna everybody. Dandavat Pranam. Hari Bo. Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Shubhananda Prabhu, Yashoda Didi, Kishore Prabhu, Rukmini Didi, Pradyumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji, and okay, Kishore Prabhu said he'll watch later. Yes, he can't join today. Okay, no problem. And everybody else watching, Dandavat Pranams. So today was a pretty spontaneous program because yeah, I didn't check my messages last night, but Chivas mentioned that he translated the Jagadīśa Paṇḍita Sūcaka. And there's also a book called the Jagadīśa Caritra Vijaya with many stories about him. And so, yeah, we're just, I haven't seen either the Sūcaka or this book myself, but Chivas will take us through it. So I will give the stage to him now. Shivas, are you ready? Like, is now good?
I've just turned off my video because it seemed to be interfering with the stream, like it was causing you to pause. But
Oh,
I can try and share my screen. Let me
yes.
do
Oh, wait,
that.
1 second. Let me just open it up so that you can do that. Okay, now you can share your screen. Hari Bol, Hari Priya Didi. All right, so there is the Shri Jagadīśa Caritra Vijaya.
Yes.
And
So
what
it's
what
not
is
bad.
sorry.
Go ahead.
What is the Jagadīśa Caritra Vijaya? Like who wrote it? Or like I don't know any this
Yeah.
is the first time I've ever seen this book.
So when Shripad Tridandi Maharaj took us to Ishwar Puripad's Shripad, our birthplace, and I found that room full of old rotting books. This was one of so the picture here on the front is the Dukni Mayer Shri Gaur Gopal, a beautiful little deity that is worshipped by Srila Bhakti Madhav Goswami Maharaj's disciples now in their mutt in Jashore. And yeah, so this Kishori Das Babaji, he published a lot of different rare books. Some, like, he also published Advaita Prakash. So we do have to be careful with what we read from him. But so far, I haven't found anything out of line in this text. It was written by one Sri Ananda Das, who is a Jagadish Pandit. So their parampara goes Nityananda Prabhu, Jagadish Pandit, Raghunatacharya, who was the disciple of Bhagavan Kanjanacharya, and he was given to Jagadish Pandit for training, and then Bhagavan Acharya went back to Nilachal to be with Mahaprabhu. So this Raghunatacharya, then Raghunatacharya had several disciples, and so in his line, Bhagavatananda, Premananda, Radhacharan, and then this Ananda Das. And it says here that Ananda Das had a dream from his Paratpar Guru, Bhagavatananda, to write this book. Actually, I'm not sure what year this was written. Maybe I can see that.
I wonder
Yeah, I haven't seen
which
that.
generation is.
If I find that, I'll mention that.
I wonder if he's like Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's kind of generation, or I don't know. Just
Yeah, it talks about the years that the manuscripts were written here. So 1737 Shakabda, which I believe would be somewhere in the early 1800s. I believe you add about 82 Shakabda, you get the Gregorian.
okay.
But I can confirm that later. So I think it'd be good to just go through like there's a basic summary of Jagadish Pandit's life. And then we could sing the Shuchak, because then we'll have a better idea what the Shuchak is saying, because the Shuchak is very short actually, and just kind of very briefly summarizes these Leelas.
And just for people who don't know,
So in Gorganesh, if he starts out with mentioning Gorganesh.
Sorry, there's a bit of a delay. That's why.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, for people who aren't so familiar with what Suchaks are, what is it? Yeah, could you explain what a Suchak is?
I think you'd be better off explaining what that is.
Okay, well, I like for in the Gaudiya Giti Gocha we have many different. Sorry, there's a bit of a delay, a lag.
It's like
In the Bengali Gaudiya Giti Gocha there are, I mean like
biographical poem.
Sorry, what was that? There's there's a connection problem, I think.
Hello?
Can you hear me? Haribo, Haribo. Haribo, can you hear me, Shivas? I wonder if it's my connection or Shivas's connection. Let me check my internet. Okay, Shivas just disappeared. Okay, hopefully he'll be coming back soon. But okay, a Suchak, I don't know how you would actually define it exactly, but it's like the word shocha, right, means like distress, or like, so as I think a Suchak is something that's indicating like lamentation, like feelings of separation. And so we have but I wouldn't be able to explain it as well as Shrivas. But yeah, we have in the Gaudiya Giti Gocha, we have a whole section of different suchaks to each one of the 6 Goswamis, and I've seen many other suchaks. But actually, I wonder if we can find it. I'm just going to look in the Bengali dictionary while we wait for Srivas to come back. Sūcaka. Oops, let me just type Sūcaka. Okay, so in the Bengali Shamsad dictionary, it says indicative, expressing, making known. Okay, so Daridra Sūcaka, betraying poverty. Agyata Sūcaka, betraying ignorance. Huh, interesting. All right. Well, Srivas is gone. Let me just see what's up.
Hey, I'm back actually.
Oh, you're back. Great.
So yeah, some difficulty with my internet here. So I'm just joining on my phone.
Okay, no worries.
So I don't think I'll be able to display the image.
I can also share, because you sent me the PDF. I could share on my screen also, if
Yeah.
that would be okay. I'll do that, and you can just tell me where to go.
Yep. All right. Yeah, we can just scroll down to the introduction, Pandakiya.
Okay. Yeah, and you could even look on your computer and just tell me which page to go to. Also, that's
Yeah.
actually,
So there's
one second. Sorry, I'm sharing my whole screen. There. Boom. Okay. Yes.
So at the beginning of the introduction, there's 2 verses from Gorganadesh Dipika, verse 143. Asid braje chandra haso nartako rasakovida soyam nitya vinodi Śrī Jagadīśa Paṇḍita. So this is talking about that in Braj Leela there was a very expert dancer named Chandrahas, who has appeared now as Jagadish Pandit. There's 2 different ways to translate this, and for some reason he's given that Nritya Vinodi was his name, when clearly Nitya Vinodi is an adjective, and that's how we've translated it in our version. In any case, Jagadish Pandit is this dancer, Gopi. But then in verse 192, there's another verse that mentions Śrī Jagadish and Hiranya. So there's 3 brothers, Jagadish Pandit, Hiranya Pandit, and younger brother Mahesh Pandit. Ekadashyang yayor annam prarthayitvad basat prabhu. And so this says that Hiranya and Jagadish Pandit were 2 of the Yagyapatnis in Braj. And there's a Leela in Navadvip when Mahaprabhu was a baby. One day he was crying, wouldn't stop crying, and finally he indicated that he wanted the offerings that were being made at the house of Hiranya and Jagadish Pandit. So Jagannath Mishra himself went to ask. He's like, look, my boy won't stop crying. He wants to eat your offerings. I'm sorry. And they're like, okay, well, that's interesting. And from this, they deduced that Mahaprabhu was Krishna himself, because he wanted to eat that offering. Or Srila Bharati Maharaj clarifies that it's not that he had some like Aishvarya mood towards Nimai. He just thought that, oh, like Krishna or Narayan has descended within this boy and is, inspiring him to want these offerings. So Babaji Maharaj here, he mentions that it's hard to tell which Jagadish is which. It's possible that Jagadish Pandit contains 2 spiritual identities within him, one of this dancer Gopi and one of a Yagyapatni. Or they may be 2 separate people. So further research is needed into that. And then he goes on to summarize the contents of the book, which I think would be helpful. So he was born in a place called Goghat, which is in Bangladesh, current Bangladesh. And his father's name was Duja Kamalaksha. Kamalaksha. Wait. Yes. Who's this? Manda Bhattanarayana Santan. Oh, I think Kamalaksha was the son of Bhattanarayan. Okay. But Kamalaksha was the father of Jagadish. His mother was Bhagavati, brother Mahesh Pandit. They don't mention Hiranya Pandit here for some reason. His wife was Dukini. His father-in-law is named Tapan. I don't think it's Tapan Mishra that we know. Son Ram Bhadra, daughter Rasamanjari, and Jamata Gopal Vallabha. Actually, it's interesting. This Gopal Vallabha was the grandson of Nityananda Prabhu. So the grandson of Nityananda Prabhu married Jagadish Pandit's daughter.
Okay, so that's Ganga Devi's. Wait, what is her name? Ganga Devi? Yeah, okay.
Ganga Devi and Madhvacharya's son.
Okay.
He was born on Bhima Ekadashi by the blessing of Narayan. Balikal hati Shri Krishna name Abhishray Avdukal Sarva Shastra Visharadhan. In his childhood, he was immersed in the names of Krishna always, and in a very short time became expert in all shastras. There was a Digvijay Pandit named Vidyanidhi Bhatta, whom he defeated at a very young age and instructed him to worship Krishna. After that, this Brahmin, Tapan, proposed marriage of his daughter, Dukini, to Jagadish Pandit. And when Jagadish Pandit's parents disappeared, then Jagadish Pandit decided to relocate to Navadvip to be closer to Jagannath Mishra. I haven't seen it clearly stated, but it does sound like they may have somehow known each other before, or been acquainted. Kichu kal pare Shri Gauranga Jagannath Mishra putra rupi avibhut hon. So after some time, Shri Gauranga appeared as Jagannath Mishra's son. Shri Jagadish Pandit's wife, Dukini Devi, served Gauranga Mahaprabhu like a son. The Sūcaka mentions that her and Sachi Devi were very close friends and would be talking all the time. One day, on the day of Ekadashi, Shri Gauranga went to Jagadish Pandit and accepted his naivedya, the offerings that he'd made to Vishnu, and also revealed to him his swarup. So Shri Jagadish Pandit, he was there at the kirtans in Srivas Pandit's house. He was present at the time of the deliverance of the Kazi, Chand Kazi. So before Mahaprabhu decided he would take sannyas, Jagadish Pandit could understand, could tell. And he decided he wanted to leave Navadvip. He didn't want to be there after Mahaprabhu had left. So he wanted to worship Jagannath somewhere else. So he took Mahaprabhu's order and went with his wife Dukini and brother Mahesh, and they went to Nilachal. With great anguish or fervent bhakti mood, param akuti, right? Hoi be akuti. Sahakare Shri Jagannath stuti nati korte lagilen. He began to offer prayers to Shri Jagannath. Shri Jagannath, who is like a kalpatru for his devotees' desires, gave him darshan and asked him what boon he wished for. And so here, this is quoting from the book. Tomar je kalevar achaya vaikuntastal, Shri mandire ka uttarangshe, jadi tava kripa paise murti laya jai seva prakashibo gauda deshe. So one of your kalevars, Jagannath changes his kalevar every 12 years. And they're in the Vaikunta Sthal, which is towards the north of the temple, if you would be so kind as to give me one of those deities, and I will manifest its service in Gauradesh. So, on the order of Jagannath, Jagadish Pandit carried this deity on his back. I believe it's Bharati Maharaj described somehow on a pole, bamboo pole, and brought him to Jashoda. And so, of course, everyone was very astounded that he'd brought this huge, heavy deity there. This is not an ordinary feat. And the king, there was a king of that region who came to have darshan of Jagannath, and he could not lift the deity. He began rolling at Jagadish Pandit's feet, and then he donated some land for that deity of Jagannath. In this way, Jagadish Pandit started worshipping Jagannath there. And then Mahesh Pandit was married. And then back in Navadip, Mahaprabhu had gone to Katwa and taken sannyas and come to Shantipur. From there, he came to Jashoda, to the house of Śrī Jagadīśa Pandit. And there, Dukini Mayar Samipe Paramanna Bhakshan Vasana Korile. He wanted to take some sweet rice from Dukini Devi. So Mata Dukini was absorbed in prem, so absorbed in prem as she was cooking that she started stirring the sweet rice with her bare hand. And meanwhile, Jagadish Pandit and Mahaprabhu were talking in another part of the house. And Mahaprabhu started saying, "Why is my hand burning? My hand's burning for some reason. You should go check on Dukini." So Jagadish Pandit rushes into the kitchen and sees his wife stirring the kheer with her bare hand. "What are you doing, my dear? Go wash your hand." And she's like, "Oh, but I'm okay. I didn't get burned." And she's like, "Yeah, no, Mahaprabhu was getting burnt." So then she was, she was so embarrassed in what she had done. Some Śrīla Bharati Maharaj mentions that it was the deity of Gaur Gopal. But it is said that because Dukini was so attached to Mahaprabhu and so disturbed by that he had taken sannyas, Mahaprabhu, while he was there, he divided himself into two, and one became this deity of Gaur Gopal. So yes, I think there's some other pastimes after that. He took Jagadish Pandit with him to Nilachal, and later sent him back to Bengal with Nityananda Prabhu. And then it mentions about Bhagavan Acharya Kanja. When he had a son, he gave his son, when he was a bit older, ready for school, gave him to Jagadish Pandit, and then returned to, and this was on Mahaprabhu's order, then Bhagavan Acharya Kanja returned to Nilachal. So this Raghunath Acharya became the Diksha and Shiksha disciple of Jagadish Pandit and established the Shripat Malipadai. Shripat Malipada, his home in Malipada, and started preaching there. Then it mentions the marriage between Nityananda Prabhu's grandson, Gopal Vallabh, and his daughter, Rasamanjari. There's also a very strange lila of that when Mahaprabhu was visiting Jagadish Pandit there in Jashoda, that Jagadish Pandit had 3 young children. But they made some offense to Mahaprabhu when Mahaprabhu was there. They like spit in his food or something. And Jagadish Pandit got so disturbed that he asked Mahaprabhu to destroy them. And they disappeared into Mahaprabhu's body.
Whoa.
All that is mentioned. That is all that is mentioned about those 3. And then later on, he has these 2 other children, this Rasamanjari and his son Rambhadra. So it's a very strange lila. I don't know what to think or say about that. But I have also heard it elsewhere before. I remember hearing about that. So then this is the Sūcaka. So I don't know, maybe we could sing it and then read some other some of the pastimes.
I think I downloaded the file you sent me. Let me just open that up. Where is it? Downloads. Oh no, I didn't open it. I didn't download it. 1 second. Let me just get it here. Jagadīśa Paṇḍita Sūcaka. There. Okay. I'll open it with Acrobat. Okay. Alright. Oops, sorry. I have different colors. Let me make it white. Okay. So Śrī Jagadīśa Paṇḍita Sūcaka.
That's the Bengali. And then you could probably scroll down to the English for people.
Oh yeah, sorry. There.
Scroll down to the English for people.
You can see it now.
Prabhuji, can I say something?
Please.
You can see it.
Prabhuji, can I say something? Okay, sorry, I got the phone and the TV on. Let me lower that. Okay. In reading about Jagadīśa Paṇḍita, Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj has a biography, and there were a couple of things there that, like when Jagadish decides to go to Puri, the Lord appeared. The Lord asked him to take him with him, and so he said, "How am I going to do that?" So the Lord appeared to the king in a dream. And he said, and then he told him, "Actually, you can take my Kalivarat, my form before. I'm still there in the temple," as you were saying. And so the king also had the dream, and so he was allowed to take that. But he said, "How am I going to carry you?" And he said, "Don't worry, I'll be as light as a pea. But whatever you put me down, I won't move." So he made it almost all the way back home, about 60 kilometers away from his house, from his old home. He found a Brahmin boy who had just taken bath in the Ganga and asked him to hold the deity. And he went to, called do nature's call. And when he got back, the boy just was screaming, I can't hold him anymore. So he put him down. And so Jagadīśa Paṇḍita decided to stay there on that spot under the tree. He never went home. Now the local king got upset. He thought it was just somebody with a plot to first of all, he said no deity should be disturbed in my domain. So he wanted to do, but first he doubted Jagadīśa Paṇḍita. He thought it was a trick for him to get land. And then, so he tried to move the deity and he couldn't do it. And then he brought elephants, he couldn't move him. And then the king obviously had a change of heart and had begged forgiveness from Jagadīśa Paṇḍita, and he gave him the land there and built, a place for the deity. I'd love to see it. Now, that deity, I believe, the last descendant that worshipped that deity was in 1962, and he was given to Daita Madhava Maharaj, actually. And there's a long story about that. But anyhow, it's Gaudiya Math. I'd love to go see him. And then about Dukini, she nursed Lord Gauranga when he was a baby. And so she was so attached to him. That's what so disturbed, this doing the sweet rice with her own hand. And so that's what, he gave her a deity. But I just thought, I just wonder, the Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj, we can believe that he's so well informed and such a scholar. It just, I thought I'd clarify, add on something to the story. Why,
Yes.
yeah, why she was so disturbed. I mean, but it was her baby. And that's what the Gorgopal is given to her, but it's Lord Chaitanya himself. Mm. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Sure, you're welcome.
Oh yeah, there's the image. There's the Jagannath Deity. I think there's a picture of that Gopal also there. No? Okay. Are you still here, Madhukar? I can't hear you.
Oh my God. I've never done that before. I was on mute. Yeah, sorry about that. Um, yeah, maybe I can't find the picture of the Gorgopal Didi right now, but maybe I'll find it later on and then we can I'll show it. But would now be a good time to go over the Suchak, the Jagadīśa
Yeah.
Paṇḍita Sūcaka?
You want to start singing it, or should we read it first? Or
I don't know. Maybe it's nice to read it first and then we can sing it because then we know what we're singing.
okay. Okay, so I've just translated it, trying to stay faithful to the word order that is there in the Bengali. So it might sound a little off kilter at certain lines. But I think
Yeah, it's very helpful because then when we're singing, we can easily match it. We'll know exactly what we're singing. So I think that's a really cool system.
yeah. So glory, glory to Jagadīśa Pandit. Leaving Goghat to the home of Jagannath Mishra, he came and took refuge with his younger brother Mahesh and his wife Dukhini, a mood of friendship with the Mishras. Shachima and Dukhini, their minds in the bliss of friendship, were always conversing of Bhakti Ras. After some days in the home of Jagannath Mishra, Mahaprabhu appeared. Once, knowing it was the day of Ekadashi, he ate the offering brought. Ani, or he was brought to eat the offering, whereby were born the signs of bhakti. Tate janmila bhakti chinnam. I need to clarify that line, what exactly that means. But I believe through this pastime, Mahaprabhu taught the importance of following Ekadashi, and that on the day of Ekadashi, only Bhagavan should be offered certain the grain offerings. Ishvara Lakshana Diki, seeing the Lord's telltale signs, Pandit became overjoyed. Serving in parental mellow, Dukhini would breastfeed Nimai and always held him in her lap. Just seeing his face, she would swoon in bliss. Tabi kota dina gela, many days or many years passed, and Gauranga took sannyas or was to take sannyas. Jagadish was sad at heart. Knowing Gauranga's mind and inferring where he would go, Jagadish went to Nilachal. He danced in front of Jagannath, expressing his devotions with deep attachment. In a dream, Jagannath said, "Take a boon from me. What you wish I will give, brother." Pandit took a boon. "Your previous form, give me this boon." Hearing this, the Lord was pleased. Through the king he gave, and Jagadish carried the deity on his shoulder, manifesting him in Jashore. Seeing Jagannath, Mahaprabhu was wonderstruck. He said to Pandit in soft words, "Stay in this place. Give me your order that I live in Nilachal." Hearing this, Dukhini weeps and does not tie her hair, almost like a mad, agitated woman. Then the Lord, like a child, understanding due to her devotion, divided his body into two forms. One form she received and gave the name Gaur Gopal. She serves him with a mother's love. In this way, day and night, floating in the bliss of Krishna Prem, she found her own salvation. Nistarila apana prabhave. I thought that was a tricky line to translate. So I hope the result is okay. Who will explain the glories of Pandit Gosai, whose branch contains Raghunath Acharya, whose father was Bhagavan, titled Kanjan Acharya? In Malipara, Raghunath Acharya, manifested most nobly, preached Hari Bhakti. There's a misspelling there, a missing I. Śrī Chaitanya and Nityananda, with all the devotees, always live in their Jashore home. On the order of Vaishnavas, finding some remnants, Gadadhar Das has composed this poem.
Jai Ho.
So, you know the melodies better, so you should lead.
Okay, I can lead. 1 second. I have a mridanga here also, so let me just make sure. Okay, I turned off noise suppression. Perfect. Oops. Oh, and Haribo, Manjari Didi, and Rukmini Didi saying it. The mat is Śrī Chaitanya Gaudiya Mat Chakdaha. That's where it is. Okay, cool. Nice. Haribo Ganga Mataji. Alright, I'm going to share my screen again and we'll sing through this. I'm just trying to think of how to sing. Okay. I'll sing it maybe like the Nadia Udaigiri. O Jagadīśa Paṇḍita Vijaya, O Jagadīśa Paṇḍita Vijaya, Gogata Nivasa Chari Jagannatha Mishra Padi, Jeho Asi Korila Ashroy, Jai Jai Jagadīśa Paṇḍita Jai, Anuja Mahesha Loya Sangete Dukhini Jaya, Mishrer Sahita Sakya Bhav, Shachima Dukhini Sane Sakyata Ananda Mane, Sada Bhakti Raser Alap, Koteka Divasa Pore Jagannatha Mishra Ghare, Mahaprabhu Hoilo Avatirna, Ekadashi Vrata Jani Khailo ni Naivedya ani tahate janilo bhakti chena, tahate janilo bhakti chena, Ishvara lakhana dekhi pandita hoila mahasukhi, seva kore vatsalyera rase, dukhini pai Adukhini piyai sthan, Krode kori sarva khan, O krod kori sarva khan, Mukha dekhi anandete bhase, Hatave koto dina gelo, Gauranga sanyasa koilo, Jagadīśa dukhita hriday, Gauranger mana jani, mane mane anumani, nila chale korila vijoy. O nachi Jagannatha age bhakti koila, anurage Jagannatha swapane kohilo, বরলেহ মোর ঠাই যাহ চাহ দিব ভাই পণ্ডিত পণ্ডিত বর মাগিয়া লইল তব পূর্ব কলেবর মোরে দেহ এবার শুনি প্রভু প্রসন্ন হইলা রাজস্থানে দেও আইল কান্দে করি লইয়া আইল যশোদায় প্রকট করিলা ও মহাপ্রভু জগন্নাথে দেখিয়া বিস্ময় চিতে পণ্ডিতের কহে মৃদু ভাষে তুমি এ স্থানে রহ মোরে তুমি আজ্ঞা দেহ আমি করি নীলাচলে বাস আমি করি নীলাচলে বাস শুনিয়া দুঃখিনী কান্দে কেশ পাশ নাহি বাঁধে যেন খেপা পাগলিনী প্রায় তবে তবে প্রভু বাল্য রসে জানিয়া ভক্তি বসে সেই তনু হইল দুই কায় তারে এক তনু মিল গৌর গোপাল নাম তারে এক তনু মিল গৌর গোপাল নাম থুইল সেব করে বাৎসল্যের ভাবে এ মত দিবানিশি কৃষ্ণ প্রেমানন্দে ভাসি নিস্তারিল আপন প্রভাবে ও নিস্তারিল আপন প্রভাবে পণ্ডিত কো শায়ের গুণে কে করিবে ব্যাখ্যানে পণ্ডিত কো শায়ের গুণে কে করিবে ব্যাখ্যানে যার শক রঘুনাথাচার্য যার পিত ভগবান খঞ্জন আচার্য নাম মালি পাড়ায় প্রকাশিল আর্য শ্রী চৈতন্য নিত্যানন্দ সঙ্গে লয়া ভক্ত বৃন্দ যশোর আলয়ে সদা বাস বৈষ্ণবের আদেশে পায়া কিছু অবশেষে বিরচিল গদাধর দাস বিরচিল গদাধর দাস বিরচিল গদাধর দাস জগদীশ পণ্ডিত জয় জয় জগদীশ পণ্ডিত জয় 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 জগদীশ পণ্ডিত জগদীশ জগদীশ পণ্ডিত জগদীশ জয় জগদীশ জগদীশ পণ্ডিত জগদীশ পণ্ডিত জগদীশ Jai Ho. Sorry, I messed up a bit. Harijan Maharaj was, Madhav Maharaj's brother Harijan Maharaj was there dancing through most of the kirtan. He's just dancing. And also Pradyumna Babaji Maharaj came in and was giving me these things. I was a bit distracted, but yeah. He was just like dancing from one side of the room to the next in front of me. That was sweet. Wow, that was very beautiful. So many new things. Thank you so much for sharing that, Jivas. Are there any more things from this book? Jagadīśa, what is it called? The Jagadīśa Caritra Vijaya, is it called?
Yeah, there's a page 2. There's a little pranam mantra to Jagadish Pandit. And then there's some further details about his various pastimes.
Is there anything like that you'd like to go through, or what do you think?
The pastime I read was about was very sweet with when Mahaprabhu visits them in Jashore. And we could read that. I haven't read the Digvijay, how Jagadish Pandit defeats the Digvijay. But that could be also interesting. What's your time like?
Yeah, we have a good amount of time. We have like 40 minutes or something like that. Yeah, 40 minutes. I mean, we could also stop whenever. Like, we don't have to go for another 40 minutes, but usually, yeah. But we have until then. That's usually when I stop, is 8:30 a.m.
Okay. Yeah, share a few more things. This pranam mantra is really beautiful on page 2. Jagadisham aham bande dukhini bandhavam prabhum chaitanya prema vibhrantam dukkaika kataram. I offer obeisances to Jagadish, the Bandhava, bosom friend of Dukhini, Prabhum, Chaitanya Prema Vibhrantam Dukaika Kataram. I believe that's saying something about Dukhini's name, that she's only called Dukhini because in separation, she feels separation from Chaitanya. So I'll go to the Digvijay Leela.
What page is it on the PDF?
Oh, on the PDF. So it starts at page 24.
This one. This right? Chaturtha Varna. What is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's talking about how Jagadish Pandit, very quickly he became an expert in the Shastras, and he became a teacher. And so Putra Gana kahe sada anand antare. Heta Jagadīśa padayena shishyagan. So here Jagadish taught his disciples, his students, Karen Shishyer Sange Hari Sankirtan, doing Hari Sankirtan with the students. Pratakale Uti Prabhu Kare Sankirtan, Hena Kale Aila Ek Brahmana Nandan. At that time, one morning while they were doing Sankirtan, one Brahman son came. Mahagyani Tiho Sarva Vidyate Praveen. He was very knowledgeable. Sarvadeshi Vidyavan Tahara Adhim. He had defeated scholars in all lands. Sarvadeshi. Prabhu Pandityateho Shunya Shravane. Hearing of Prabhu Jagadish Pandit's scholarship, he came to debate the scriptures with him. His name was Vidyanidhi Bhattacharya.
Where are you on the page? Sorry, I'm trying to.
At the very end, last line right now. Kalidas Sampulya Kavitva Jahar.
Found it. Okay, cool. Got it.
And then moving to the next page. So his poetry was like that of Kalidas, one of this Vidyanidhi Bhatta. Sarvadeshi Panditere Kari Parajay. Jagadisha Sthane Asi Haila Uday. He defeated the many Pandits in the land and came to Jagadish. They Asitiho Nana Shastra Prasanga Karila. They started talking about many scriptures. Smriti Tarka Vedanta de Sababicharila. Started debating Vedanta and the arguments of Smritis. Sarva Shastra Vicharete Haila Parabhav. He became defeated in this discussion of all the scriptures. Tabe Uthaila Brahma Vichara Prastav. And then he raised the topic of Brahma. Vidyanidhi kahe Brahma hai nirakar. Prabhu kahe nahi jano Brahma to sakar. So the Vidyanidhi said Brahma is nirakar, is formless. And Jagadish Pandit Prabhu said, no, must know that he has form. Vidyani kahe Brahma nirakara jani, nirakara boli sarva shastrate vyakhani. No, Brahma is formless. All the scriptures describe him as formless. And then he quotes one verse to support this conclusion. In Treta Yuga, when Ramchandra built the bridge over the ocean, there he worshipped the Shivalinga, established a Shivalinga there. Seeing that Hanuman was deliberating, Purna Brahma Ram, Puja Karenaka, who is Ram worshipping? Purna Brahma Ram, Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is he worshipping? Purna Brahma Ramchandra e matra jani, Buji anya Brahma ache ebe Hanumani. So now is there some other god, possibly, that he is worshipping? Hanumantamani e sandeha janmila. So I'd say for Lila's sake, maybe some doubt appeared in Hanuman's mind, not any actual doubt. Antaryami Ramanchandra tahate janila. Knowing this, and now we should recognize that this is the Brahmin telling his version of this story. Antaryami Ramachandra understood this and, laughing, said to Hanuman, "What do you think, Bacha Hanuman, son Hanuman?" Hanuman said, "Prabhu, you are the topmost. I don't understand who you are worshipping." Amijani Sarvapari Ramachandra Karta, Anadi Purusha Sarva Brahmandera Bharta. I know that Ramchandra is the topmost doer, Karta, the beginningless Purush, the Lord of all the universes. Who are you worshipping? This has created a doubt in my mind. Tumare lila ami bhujiti narila. I have not been able to understand this pastime of yours. Ramchandra kahe bacha shuno vakyasar. Hear my words, the essence of my words. Sarva mula jyotirmay brahma nirakar. Tarang cha sadashiva sarva devamay. Okay, so the root of all the Jyotirmay Brahma is formless. And its expansion is this Sadashiv, the Lord of all. I am worshipping him. Okay, so Jagadish kahe tumi amare bhujaho kisi dur hoila hanumanera. Okay. Kirkalin adi Brahma nirakar. Kaha amara shakshatin. So in response to this story that the Brahmin shared, and Jagadish Pandit says, now make me understand how Hanuman's doubt went away. And the Brahmin said, I don't know anything about that. I just know that Brahma, formless Brahma is, I just know that is the source of all. You should know that and preach that. So then Jagadish Pandit said, Kahe tabe shunoho se marma. Now you should hear the meaning of, or the purport of that, the marma. Shri Ramera Vibhuti se Jyotirmay Brahm. Je prasanga kaile tumi nikate amar tahate susidant achaye tahar. Jyotirmay Brahm ache Shri Rama kahila shuni Hanuman mane sandeha janmila. So he's explaining how really Ram is Purna Brahm and the source of that Jyoti that was being discussed. So in this way, it goes on for quite a while like this, outlining their whole argument and this pastime with Hanuman and Ram. So this Pandit, he tried to use this story to prove something without telling the full story. The Pandit said, tell me how, Hanuman's, you just told half the story. You didn't tell how Hanuman's doubts were removed. So this is an example of kutarka, how the Mayavadis, they use partial arguments to try and establish their point. So that's actually quite a long chapter. So I'm going to go back to the contents page and see what else can be read. Okay, so page 37 to 43 in the Bengali. describes his journey to Nilachal to get the deity of Jagannath.
Okay, I got it. Ashtam Varna.
Mm. Mm.
And all
So
these,
Jai
like,
Jai-
you haven't read this. You haven't read this all. This is like the first time you're reading this all, right? Also, right? Like,
yeah, this is just right off
this
the
is kind
bat.
of fun. That's what I do with my
Uh,
readings. Also, I never read anything in advance. I'm just like reading it for the first time with everybody, so it's cool.
yeah. Jai Jagadīśa Jai, More Haya Sadai Kripa Kara Kripa Dishtitiya. Please give me, oh, glories to Jagadish. Please be merciful to me. Please grant me your merciful glance. Atmamani Haya Sukhi, I'm delighted in soul and mind to be writing of your glories. Please, Purna Karo, Karuna Kariya, please give me your full mercy and compassion. Who can describe all the various innumerable pastimes of Jagadish? Sadhu Mukho Jahashuni Tahi Kinchit Varne. I describe only what I've heard, whatever little I've heard from the mouths of sadhus. Nija Chitta Shuddha Karivar, to purify my own chitta. Mahaprabhu Agya Kaila Śrī Jagadīśa Chalila Jagannatha Kshetra Darashane. So on the order of Mahaprabhu, it says here, Jagadish went to Jagannath Kshetra to have darshan. Prema rase gadgada pranami badai padam. Prema dhara vahe dunan. So absorbed, choked in prema rasa, he fell at the feet of Jagannath. Currents of tears rushing from his eyes. Gai uchahari dwani Vaishnavira churamani. Chalila apana mahasuke. Okay. He fainted. Dukini roused him, kept him at Jagat Mahesh's home, and then he headed to the south. Okay. This is before he reaches Puri. This was just his reaction to receiving the order from Mahaprabhu to go to Puri. Pate chali chali jan gauraguna sadagan eka khanna nahi ko vishram mane sada Krishna dhyan Krishna katha shune kan jiva sada loy Krishna nam. So he's always singing Mahaprabhu's glories. There's not a single moment's rest. Always meditating on Krishna, always hearing Krishna Katha with his ears, and always taking Krishna's name with his tongue. Erupe Śrī Paṇḍita Hoy Maha Murashita. I think Harashita. Anyways, Prema Beshe Pate Chale Jaye. Ghate Ghate Ala Jata Prabhu Deki Jod Hasta. Keho Kona Bada Na Janmaye. Nobody blocked him on his way. Prabhu Sukhi Chale Jaye, Stane Stane Devalaya, Prema Beshe, Karena Darshan, saw the various temples along his way. Never felt any exhaustion on the road. Gradually came to Ramuna and saw Shri Gopinath, Hoyla Pranipat, offered his Atma Nivedaya, offered his heart and soul there to Gopinath. There he petitioned the deity, please be pleased with me, O merciful one. By your mercy, I may have darshan of Jagannath. So he stayed that night there with Gopinath, and then got up the next morning and left. Premi matta chali jaye jena baulera pray kshipta jnana kari loka hase. He was so maddened in ecstasy. He was like a baul. People would sometimes think he was crazy and laugh at him. Those who were very fortunate recognized him, his glory, and venerated him. Samadaya Sabha Prati. He never saw fault in anyone, was merciful to everyone, whether someone was laughing at him or what. Gauragya Shire Dhari, Chale Nila Chalapuri, Gaurangara Nama Gunagai. Singing the glories of Gauranga, he went like this to Puri. He arrived in Cuttack and saw Shri Shakshi Gopal and offered many prayers there. Then coming to then he saw the Nila Chakra. I believe that's the chakra on the top of the Jagannath temple. Overwhelmed in praying by the sight of that. Then in this way, he came to see Jagannath. So, Je Ananda Prabhu Mane Kar Shakti Ache Tahakaye Preme Gada Gada Anga Nache Kare Kataranga Prema Dhara Dunaya Nibahe Pade Pade Dandavat. So every few steps he was offering Dandavat Pranam and Nati Kare Shata Shata, hundreds and hundreds of prayers, stabs and stutis. Stuti Kare Gadya Gadya Chande. So he's reciting that seems to imply that he's reciting beautiful Sanskrit prayers in the proper chanda, singing them. Gaura Jagannatha Bali Nache Du Bahu Tuli. So it sounds like he was saying Gaura Jagannath, dancing with both his arms upraised in utter bliss. Prema Vesha E Mata Asi Atara Nalate. Oh, he came to Atara Nalla. Bahu Nritya Kirtana was dancing and performing kirtan there. Taho Hete Mahasuke Krishna Pe Mera Kautuke. Ataranal is where? Do you know this place? That's not Alalat, is it?
No. Atarnal is before you get to Jagannath Mandir. There's like a bridge with a certain amount of, like Mahaprabhu saw Jagannath Mandir from a distance, and he fainted. That was from Atarnal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's place in Puri.
So Taha Hoite Mahasuke Krishna Premera Kautuke Ashtange Pranam Arambhila. So he started paying Ashtanga Pranam, Shashtanga Pranam. Jagadīśa Premaspada Chale Prabhu Ekpad. Puna Ashtangete. So he'd get up and walk another step and then again fall and do a Shashtanga Pranam. E Mata Pade Pade Apanara Mana Sadhe Kramete Pranati Karijaya. In this way, he did pranam. Every step he took, he did pranam as he approached the temple of Jagannath. E Rupi Nilachale Asi Mahakutuhale Darashana Kaila Jagannath. In this way, he came to Nilachal in great delight, very great excitement, and had darshan of Jagannath. Preme Gada Gadahaya Bhumi Tale Lotaiya Bhakti Bhave Kaila Pranipad. Choked with prem, falling upon the land, he Bhakti Bhave Kaila Pranipad offered his heart and soul in devotion. Pranami Jagannathe. यहाँ पर लगाना है. Pranami Shri Jagannathe स्तुति करे जो रहते दर्शन करे हर्ष मने प्रेम रसे अंगभार नयन सजलतार वाक्य नाहि स्परिश बदने. So he's offering prayers before Shri Jagannath. His prema rase angabhar, not sure what that means, but nayana sajalatar, his eyes are full of tears, and his voice began to be choked up. This way, he had darshan for some time, and then finally came into more outer awareness, offering more prayers then. Hey Krishna Karunamai, Karuna Karo Amai, Kangalera Tumi Dhanam Pranam. So there's description of various prayers that he's offering. And he's praying for. Right away, it talks about him praying for Tomarje Kalebar Achaya Vaikuntastane. Please give me this previous form of yours. Seva prakashi bagaura deshe. Tabe Prabhu agya kaila Jagadīśa agya dila. Angikar karila tomai. Says he gave the order to Jagadish Pandit. I have accepted your request, and you can go alone. Take me, take my form, and place me wherever you choose. Shuni hoyela harashit Śrī Jagadīśa Paṇḍita kahite lagila sabinai. Teen sangar bhari murti loite amar shakti kirupete sambhava hoy. How will it be possible to take your form? It was so heavy. Ar rajachar gane chariya badibekin. And how will the king's servants even give me this deity of yours? I have these two doubts about this situation. Jadi agya dila prabhu mane bhaye kari kabu nirbhaye karaha deen jane. If you give an order, and they have whoever you give an order to, they have some fear. You also dispel their fear. Nirbhaye karaha, or you should dispel their fear. Iha shuni Jagannath kangalera prananath. Hearing this, Jagannath, the Lord of the Kangals, the bereft, Kahe tare sadaya hayya, said to him mercifully, Rajadutte na badibo. Ami tava pishthe jabo. The king's men will not stop you, and I will go on your back. Loi chala nirbhay hoya. Have no fear. Go and take me. Prate uti Śrī Pandit. Iha maha harashit. Sindhu jale kaila pratasnan. So in the morning, Śrī Pandit got up. It doesn't say that he entered a dream. I haven't seen where it says that.
Yeah, it's interesting, huh? It's like just a direct order.
It does, there's a transition when he's offering prayers, and then he's in some sort of internal state, and then he comes externally and he continues his prayers. But maybe at some point he went to take rest also, and while still offering prayers, of course, in this ecstasy of having seen Jagannath. So he woke up in the morning, took his bath in the ocean. At that time, the king's men came to him and asked him, told him that the king wanted him. The king has given permission for him to take the kalevar. Hearing this, he was very happy. All his distress went away. He was very delighted. He bound the deity to his back, Bhoja Bandi, like a bundle to his back, Jagannath Kalevar, Lailen Thakura Pandit, and took the deity. So this Ananda has described this Akhyan, which is Sudhamoy, which is like nectarian, on the order of Bhagavatananda. So then probably goes on to establish describe how he established him in Jashore. Yeah, I mean, the book is not too long. It's about 80 pages, but yeah, there's a lot of information in here. More details of various leelas.
You said that you got this book from this book was from from Ishwar Puri's birthplace, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is the first time where when Mahaprabhu comes to visit. Yes, Mahaprabhu will take sweet rice. It's on page 58 of the PDF. Mahaprabhu could have been payasa bhojan. Sekarani prema veshi korinanaran. So she was absorbed in prem, cooking. Prema veshi shidukini baya pasarila. In her absorption in prem, she lost all sense of outer awareness. Hastadila paramana nadite lagya. She put her hand in the sweet rice and began stirring it. Eta Jagadish Mahaprabhu Sanmukhe. On the other hand, Jagadish was in front of Mahaprabhu, Krishna Katakahi Magna Parananda Sukhi. They're absorbed in discussing Krishna and great bliss. Suddenly, Prabhu kahe, Jagadish Shunoho Bachan, hear me? Hasta jala kare mor kisera karan. My hand is burning. Why is it burning? Shuni Jagadish Mahadukita Haila. Jagadish was very disturbed, very saddened by this. Kirupe hoibe bhala, chintite lagila. Even thinking, how could this have happened? Tare Katare Deki, seen him so distressed, Shri Gauranga Rai ordered him to check in the kitchen. Agya Kaila Deki Gya Randana Shalai. Hasta Jala Karan Janibe Tabetumi. You will know, then you will know the cause of why my hand is burning. Shigra Pratikar Kara Shushta Hayami. If you deal with that situation there, then I'll be okay. Shuni Astavyasta. So quickly Jagadish went there to the kitchen. Dekin Dukhini Randena Prema Vishnu. He saw that Dukhini was cooking in total absorption of prem. Hastadiya Paramanna Nare Thakurani. Thakurani was stirring the sweet rice with her hand. Deki Jagadīśa kahe, Kikoro Dukhini. What are you doing, Dukhini? Agnivata Payasa Swahaste Kenonare. Why are you stirring sweet rice that is like hot as the fire with your hand? Nakoro, don't do, Priya. My dear, Shigra Yataro, take your hand out. Shunya Deviratabe Bahya Gyan, then Devi came into external awareness. Lajjita Haya Devi Kahite Lagila, embarrassed, she said, I fell asleep. I don't know what happened. Kintu Jaho Kaste, but my hand is okay. I don't feel any pain. Jagadish said to me, why would you be feeling any pain? This Mahaprabhu felt this pain. Hearing this, Dukhi washed her hands. Devi Hasta Prakshalila, Karti Diya Paramananaditim. She began stirring the sweet rice with the spoon. And then it just goes to saying how then she fed the sweet rice to Mahaprabhu. Yeah, I think also Nityananda Prabhu is here. Yes, Duit Prabhu. So fed sweet rice to both Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. And Mahesh Pandit then came, and Nityananda Prabhu Tare Angikar Kaila. Nityananda Prabhu accepted Mahesh Pandit. Yeah, in this way, many pastimes. Let's see. And it's wonderful how then this very special deity, of Jagannath, and this very special deity of Gaur Gopal, they've chosen to take the seva of the Saraswati Thakur's disciples and grand disciples, just like the in Trinchara, the deities, the Gaurnitai deities of Srivas Pandit were entrusted to the care of Srila Bhakti Brigyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. These deities were entrusted to Srila Bhakti Dai Madhav Goswami Maharaj. So it's wonderful to see how these special deities of the Gaudiyas passed down, and our family gets the fortune of serving them.
Yes. We'll have to make a trip over there sometime, Srivas.
Yeah, I heard about this deity for so long, of the story of him carrying the Jagannath. You know, it really, the first time you hear it, it really sticks in your mind. You know, this someone carrying Jagannath on their back.
Yeah. Oh, that was sweet. One thing I find interesting in in our in Param Gurudev's calendar, yeah, like Param Gurudev's calendar, and also, yeah, and in a couple of our calendars, we have Jagadish Pandit's disappearance day for today, but in the Chaitanya Math calendar, and I think many calendars follow the Chaitanya Math calendar, it was like, I think maybe, I don't know, 10 days ago or something like that, or over a week ago. Yeah, so I guess the titi of when he appeared and disappeared is people have different opinions about that, I think.
I noticed also that we had marked Mahesh Pandit's disappearance, I believe, on the same day as Udaran Datta.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
They're very close together, which is not common not uncommon for exalted personalities who have a deep connection to live close to each other.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting. Because I went through the whole calendar and I was comparing them, and I noticed a few titis, like people celebrate them on different days. So I guess it's just different differences of opinion.
Variance of opinion. I'm looking right now to see if it mentions here, because it describes his disappearance, if it mentions when it should.
Kishore Mohan was there. Yeah, Kishore. Oh, I went live on both of our pages. Kishore Mohan Prabhu. Yeah. Because he said now Shivas is live. Yeah. Okay. Good point, Kishore Mohan Prabhu. All right. So, is that? Do you have anything else to share, or is that? Shall we wrap it up here?
Yeah, you could wrap it up there. I haven't read anything else before. I mean, there is more, but you'd have to bear with me as I dig through. So, probably, yeah, best to wrap it up for now.
That was fun, though. I like
Yeah,
that kind of
thank you.
discovering things like that, and yeah, that was really cool. We'll have to plan out when the next ones will be. Next.
Yes.
Granthas that we go through. All right, so I'll just do a little Mahamantra and then we can finish for today. Jai Jagadīśa Paṇḍita Ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jagadīśa Paṇḍita Jagadīśa Paṇḍita Jagadīśa, Jai Jagadīśa Paṇḍita Jagadīśa Paṇḍita Jagadīśa, Jai Sachinandan Gaura Hari, Sachinandan Jaya Gaura Hari, Jai Swapashara Jai Gaura Hari, Swapashara Jai Gaura Hari, Jaya Jagannatha Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jai Gaura Gopala, Jaya Gaura Gopala, Gaura Gopala, Jai Gaura Gopala, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
So I found in this book it says that he disappeared in Posh month on the Tritiya of the Shukla Paksha. So I think that would be what Chaitanya Math had written, right?
Interesting.
Doesn't say the Dwadashi.
Okay. Interesting.
And also says that in Braja his name was Kalavati Gopi. So
Kalavati Gopi.
different
Neat.
versions.
Interesting. I wonder why we have it in here on as today.
Yeah, I don't know.
That is very interesting. All right. Jai Jagadīśa Paṇḍita ki Jai. Would you like to do Jaidvani or should I do it?
No, you go ahead.
Okay. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Gandhar Vikagiri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashutara Shata Shishimar Bhaktivedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shila Guru Devi ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashutara Shata Shishimar Bhaktivedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashutara Shata Shishimar Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Shila Prabhupada ki Jai. Nitya Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shata Shishmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nitya Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shata Shishmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai. Nitya Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Shila Gorkishoras Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Nitya Pravishta Shila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai. Nitya Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath. Shri Jeev Gopala Bhatta Das Raghunath. Shard Goswami Prabhu ki Jai. Shri Surup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki Jai. Namachay Shila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Kshetra Mandal Gaura Mandal Vraja Mandal Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kund ki Jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki Jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki Jai. Shri Purnamasi Yoga Maya ki Jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki Jai. Jai Shri Chaitanya Gauriya Math. What is it? Chakdaha ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Vallabha Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Dait Madhav Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Swaparshad Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Shri Jagannath Dev ki Jai. Shri Gaura Gopala ki Jai. Shri Jagadīśa Paṇḍita ki Jai. Sudevi Didi saying that in the Vishuddha Chaitanya Vani calendar, it says appearance day. So that's interesting. So Jagadīśa Paṇḍita's appearance day ki Jai. Tadiya Shubha Avirbhav Titi ki Jai. Or his Tirubhav Titi ki Jai, depending on what you follow. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Dukhini ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Vrindai Tulsi Devai. Priyaya Keshavasya Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavataya Namo Namaha. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. And Mahesh Pandit ki Jai. Hiranya Pandit ki Jai. Jai. Alright, thank you so much for joining. Dandavat Pranams. Champak Mataji, Yashoda Didi. Of course, Shivas Prabhu, Pranams. And Kishore Krishna, Rukmini Didi, Prajumna Prabhu, Mantaramurti Mataji, Hari Priya Didi, Rup Manjari Didi, Sudevi Didi, who else? Vidya Lalasa Didi, Kishore Mohan Prabhu, And all the other devotees, I see there are many more devotees watching today. Dandavat pranams, and see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be continuing reading from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. We're going to read about Yamaraja's Sankirtan. Yamaraja is completely shocked on seeing how were Jagai and Madai delivered. He asked Chitragupta to show him. I actually haven't read it yet, so I'm just, from what I remember, he asked Chitragupta to show him the the list of all the things, all the sins that Jagai and Madai committed, and then he fell unconscious. And then I think the demigods, I can't remember. Anyways, we're going to read that tomorrow, though, from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. It's chapter 14. And then, yeah. All right. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. See you tomorrow. Hari Bol.